Do check my work, check my blogs, check my other videos. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share my work with your friends if you like it. So let's get right to the point that I am going to be discussing today. This video is about how to deal with criticism at work. I know that work life can be very stressful. In fact, sitting for long hours at your desk, not moving, staying frozen can give you frozen shoulders, it can give you spondylitis, it can add to a whole lot of spinal problems, posture problems, and very many other health complications can arise out of just the physical repercussions of sitting 9 to 5 every day. And then of course there are the psychological ramifications of work, office politics, completions, submissions, handling criticism, being able to deal with people who demean you, maybe racist people, maybe hateful people, maybe jealous people. So how can you work through these energies, and how can you deal with criticism in the office? Okay, now very recently a close friend of mine who consults with me had a bit of a problem at work, and she was a part of this office politics that was going on, and there were some people who were maligning her name and trying to demean her work. So there was a showdown that happened, and she was openly criticized. She stood up and had a total meltdown, and she was completely immobile in bed, very depressed when she called me. And we began to work together, and that's when I thought that this is something that needs to be addressed. How can you deal with criticism at work? How should you? Now, the first important aspect is when you're being confronted at work, when you are being called to task, the first thing to do, in the style of Zen masters, take a deep breath. No, I am not joking. Take a deep breath. Okay, now take a deep breath and tell yourself to take a step back and be calm. Now, I know no one has managed to become calm after listening to the word be calm, but this is not anybody else telling you, this is you telling you. So tell yourself, let your higher self guide you, and just say step away. So that's the first thing you do. Take a deep breath and step away from that scenario, okay? And then if a particular project of yours is being criticized, okay, like it happened with that lady, then very politely say that I'm sorry that you feel this way about my work, but I would like to see an example, if I may, of exactly what you require of me. Say that very politely, so they don't feel offended in any way, and you get to see exactly what they want. Now, if they're just trying to take it out on you, and they have an external agenda, and they're not really unhappy with your work, then they won't have this set example of something they want, because then they're just picking on you, right? Then you can have that sorted out. I don't know how they'll deal with it. Depending on how they deal with it, okay, this guy is picking on me, or this woman is picking on me for no particular reason. It's because of whatever, XYZ, okay? And it's not my work. But if it's your work and you get an example of what they want from you, then really look at it. go through it, peruse it. It's important for you to understand what's going on. Even if you feel like you've done your best, you need to see what your boss wants or what your project leader wants, okay, and you want to give it to them. So ask for that, and ask for it very politely, and see how it goes. Now, another very important thing here is that when you're working with something so closely, a particular project, maybe you've been working on this for several weeks or months or even years, and then your whole work gets criticized, and you get called to task for it, but you are sure you've done your work, you're sure you've done whatever it is that you had to do. But once you've assessed, of course, now once you've assessed that where you went wrong, then you need to take a step back from the project and take some time off from looking at it or thinking about it, or even contemplating about what went wrong, or what you could have done to save it. Just step back, just move away from that project, do something else, take up something else, okay? Look at something completely different, because by festering on the same point and on the same project that has brought on this particular blockage for you, there's nothing you can do for it right now, okay? If you keep on, it'll just fester as a wound, and you won't be able to see it from a fresh perspective, see it with a fresh pair of eyes, because you've taken some time off now. It's where the brain learns like that, by the way. If you take some time off, your brain gets time to assimilate and integrate all this information. So take some well-deserved time off from that project. Which brings me to the last point. Get working on something new. Get creative. Create something new. It's all right if something huge has fallen through, something that you really worked hard on. I'm not saying shelve it completely. I'm saying let it sit in the back burner for a bit. Don't pull it out as yet. Maybe during the Mercury retrograde you may get some time to peruse the project again and look at where you went wrong. But for right now, just stay away and create something new. When you create something new, you will see how answers just fall into place. Answers just fall into place. Everything begins to make sense again, because inspiration comes into your life. With newness, there's freshness, there's inspiration. So bring that inspiration into your life. If you've been criticized, if you've been maligned, if you've been hurt, I know it's easier said than done. Consult me if you need to. Work with a mentor or a facilitator who can help you through this challenging period. And be prepared to do the work that's necessary, Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, commenting. Find me on Twitter, find me on Facebook. I love doing these videos, so let me know if you like them and if you want more of them. Let me know if you want me to cover any particular issue, anything at all, okay? Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye.